What's going on, guys? Join me in this journey today to go towards PC gaming. I've already made the plunge as of October 2017 and I've been enjoying this so much, and I really want to share my experience with you guys. I want you guys to see what the benefits are of going into PC gaming. And for all of you console gamers outside watching this video and everywhere around the world, you guys have been eating the blue pill just like I have. So it's time to take the red pill and really see what we've been missing out on.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Welcome to Tech Savvy Buyer. If you're new here, on this channel I like to do a bunch of tech reviews. I do a lot of videos on console gaming, and now I'm starting a series all on PC gaming and what the benefits are. So again, if you've been a console gamer your whole life and you're trying to get into PC gaming, or you're considering to get into PC gaming, you're at the right spot. I'm going to tell you exactly what some of the benefits are of getting into PC gaming, why I chose to get into PC gaming, and I'm going to try and keep this as short, brief, simple, and beautiful as possible. So why did I get into PC gaming? Let's start with that right off the bat. Number one reason for me was I wanted to get into a platform that offered the best graphics, the best resolution, and the best frame rates. And there's no argument about that. PC is the only system and the only platform today that you can get all the above that I just mentioned. So the second thing that drove me into getting into PC gaming was the fact that I'd be able to save money in the long run. The biggest pill that you're probably going to have to swallow right off the bat is paying for the entry-level cost of it. And there's tons of videos out there of how you can make, a gaming PC for yourself that's $500 up to $1,000, up to $1,500, $2,000, and even up. So I'm not going to recommend which one you should go with. I think each one of you guys can figure out what your budget looks like, because there's always a build out there that can suit your budget. And there's hundreds of videos out there from Linus Tech Tips, from Jace 2 Cents, from Bitwit, and from Joey Delgado as well. It's another really good channel where they share different kinds of builds at different prices and some of the benchmarks that you get out of it. But don't get all caught up in the numbers. Don't get caught up in getting the best GPU that's out there. Again, it just depends on what you can afford and how good of a system that you're trying to build. But aside from getting involved in the initial cost, once you get it and once you purchase your PC and build it and get everything ready to go, the cost of maintaining it is actually relatively low. Games are a lot cheaper, there's a lot more platforms, and of course it's a multi-use system, so it's not going to be something you use just for gaming. You can do everything with it. So in my case, the PC that I built using these components here, I'm able to use it for editing the videos that you guys are watching. I'm able to use it for streaming stuff. I'm able to use it for capturing 4K footage from my consoles that don't have it natively built into it. So there's a lot of things. I mean, I don't think I need to explain to everyone here what the benefits are of having a PC, but there's obviously a lot more that you can do with it. And of course, gaming being the core reason that you're trying to build it, you will have an amazing experience nonetheless. The third reason that I decided to go into PC gaming was because of the massive, massive library of games, guys. And that also includes Xbox One games that are now starting to become cross-platform on the PC. So any of those exclusives like Forza, Horizon, for example, or Gears of War, they're also playable on the PC, which is pretty cool because now you can take advantage of a better system that's more powerful, that can give you the game the way it was meant to be played, just like NVIDIA says. You also get access to all backwards compatible games, so it's something really, really cool to look at, that you can be able to play a whole bunch of games that are from 2-3 generation old consoles, provided it's on Steam, or if you're not one of those people that wants to go through Steam and some of the other big platforms for gaming, you can always just download an emulator. You can play Super Nintendo ROMs, Nintendo, MAME, arcade, you name it, and 99% of the chance that you're going to be able to play that on PC. PC is awesome for gaming. There's no doubt about it. Number 4, and this one's pretty short, free online play, guys. Get to play free multiplayer. Any game you have, whether it's Call of Duty or whatever you play on your PC, it's free to play online. You don't have to pay any subscription. No PS Plus needed, no Xbox Live Gold needed, none of that nonsense. And reason number 5 why I decided to switch into PC gaming is the fact that everything loads much, much faster on PC, more faster than any console will be able to load a game, and that's purely because everything is digital. It's loading right off your solid state drive. And if you want, again, there's tons of videos out there that do comparisons between loading times on PC and their console variants of games. So I'm not going to bother you guys or bore you with any of that stuff, but go ahead and do some research on it and you'll be able to see that PC definitely is faster at running games depending on what your build is like. So you don't want to have, you know, a really ancient build and expect to compare that to a PS4 or an Xbox One. But of course, you know, the kind of the components that I'm using here will cream any console any day. Well, so enough about why I switched over into PC gaming. So let's talk about what benefits will you get if you switch over to PC gaming. So one of the things that I really enjoy about gaming on a PC is the fact that I'm able to use a keyboard and a mouse. And I think this is kind of a subjective thing because a lot of people who are used to using a gamepad, whether it's an Xbox One controller or whether it's a PS4 controller, you just get really comfortable with it, and it's kind of hard to make the change to going over to keyboard and mouse. Nonetheless, I do want to emphasize that once you are able to make that transition, it is a different experience altogether. So, with that being said, being able to play a first-person shooter with a mouse and a keyboard is not an experience you will get on a console until I think Microsoft starts to come out with a keyboard and mouse usability or a firmware update to their systems to be able to use a keyboard and mouse. But my point is, it gives you an upper hand when you play first-person shooters using a mouse. You're just so fluid in moving the crosshairs around, and it's just a different experience. So for any of you guys who've never tried it, go and try it, okay? For any of you guys who are currently trying it and are struggling, just try and run with it. It took me a while. It took me about a good 10 days, I'd say, or a week to 10 days to really get used to it. But you know what else is pretty cool and how I can make that transition for you easily just by sharing this with you. An Xbox One controller or a PS4 controller or any one of those controls, like I mentioned, work on PC. So you can connect those in the meantime. So, and certain games, it makes sense to do that, like Dark Souls 3 or, you know, Neo, for example. That's not a game that I want to play with a mouse and a keyboard. That's a game I want to play with a gamepad or any type of controller. So if you want to play that with a controller, you have the option to do that, which is really cool. And you'd be surprised in today's day how many games on PC support the use of a gamepad. Not to say that they didn't before, but now it's just more naturally made because a lot of the games you see now are cross-platform. They're available on consoles and now they're also available on PC as well. So another really cool thing that you guys should take into consideration is the ability to upgrade the PC. If you feel like your PC is getting slower, if you feel like stuff on there is not running as ideal as it could, and you've had your build for several years now, there's a lot of things that you could probably do to your system. You can upgrade your memory, you can upgrade your hard drive space, you can upgrade your graphics card. So you can actually take the skeleton or base of a system, you know, your motherboard included and all the other good stuff that you pack into your system, your coolers, radiators, blah, blah, and just expand upon that every single year if you feel like, every 3 years if you feel like, every 5 years. It's really down to you. You don't get limited that now your system's phased out and you have to go and start from scratch and buy a new system. You know, like consoles, for example. PS4 is out, Xbox One is out, they're coming towards the end of their generation. Once they're done and through, the new systems that come out, that's what you got to purchase to play your games on. With PC, it's not like that. The chances are the system you're going to build is probably going to be way more powerful than the Xbox One X or the PS4 Pro for that matter, and is going to last a lot longer. So that kind of feeds into a second thing that I was going to say, but longevity of a PC is much more stable, durable, and longer lasting than any console that is out there. So keeping that in mind, you're able to put, let's say, like a Ryzen build or an Intel build, whatever kind of build you want, and it's definitely going to outlast anything available in the console market. It is worth it to get into PC gaming. If you're on the fence, get off the fence and go and make a PC. You're not going to regret it. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. And probably the last thing I'm going to say why you should definitely get into it, if this is important to you, is the amount of games that are available and the graphics, resolution, frame rates, all that stuff combined. So I'm going to loop this in as to one giant bullet point and not two separate points. You get access to almost every kind of game with the exception of Sony exclusives. So when you get a PC, there's no need for an Xbox. Go and buy a PS4 if you really want to play some of those single player exclusives that consoles offer that you can't get on PC. Other than that, you've got an access to a library full of thousands and thousands of games, guys. There's so many games that you can definitely play on this without any kind of problem. And, you know, you can browse through Steam, you can browse through Battle.net, you can browse through a whole bunch of different platforms and websites online to download games, to get bundles and all kinds of stuff. I could go on and on and on and on and on about the different games that are available on PC. Then again, how do you get to enjoy those games the most? When it's a smooth playing experience. And that on consoles is just not comparable to PCs. You can run PCs more than 100 frames per second, depending on the display you have and the graphic card that you have in your build. And of course, you can take your resolution up anywhere between like 480p up to 4K. It just really depends what you have as part of your setup. You can figure out what works for you. You can make your build the best for yourself. And the flexibility in making the build for yourself and how you want to enjoy your system is endless. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do that'll be separate from what someone else is doing, and it really gives you that option to customize. It's not a standardized type of thing. You make your build the way you want to make your build. So frame rates, resolution, and games, obviously all tied up in one, like I just said, is probably hands down the biggest factor why you would want to get into PC gaming. And I'm sure that you guys are all here already watching this video because you've somewhat made up your mind that this is what you want to do, but you just need that little bit of a push over the edge. And here I am to push you off the edge and say, get into PC gaming. You're not going to regret it. And if you have any questions about my journey along the way, if you have any questions about what kind of things that you should buy, what things you should not buy, all that kind of good stuff, go ahead and feel free to leave it in the comments below. I will try and get to them and answer them as best as possible. If I don't, there's a ton of resources online. There's a ton of other channels out there that do a great and fantastic job at explaining PCs and how to build them, what the different components are. It's definitely something that's going to open your mind, like I said. So you definitely are taking the red pill as you embark on your journey in building a gaming PC for yourself. It is one that you will embrace with all your heart and open arms. So to that, guys, this is the end of part 1 of this video in this series. If you like this, please leave a thumbs up. If you disliked it, go ahead and put a thumbs down. And again, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to try and keep pushing out content. And of course, when you guys do subscribe, it helps my channel grow, which makes me make more good content like this. So until the next one, I'll see you guys in the comments below, and you should be seeing video 2 up pretty soon. Until then, guys, take care and have a good one.